Greetings, humans. Zbot1496 here, with a quick, spoiler-free review of the film Kill, an Indian film released in theaters on July 4th, 2024 in the United States, on July 5th in India, and on digital home video on July 23rd, which is how we saw it. This is a Bollywood action movie, but unlike recent breakthrough examples like S.S. Rajamouli's RRR, which achieved global accolades and now streams on Netflix, and Dev Patel's Monkey Man, which courageously and convincingly tests the current autocratic political climate in India and therefore hasn't released there, this film, Kill, breaks convention in a new way to deliver a truly brutal experience. It is written and directed by Nikhil Nagesh Bhatt, and this is his first major film. At a high level, the film fits into the genre of the train action movie, like Bullet Train or The Train to Busan, which for galactic audiences would be akin to the space elevator action thriller, where the hero is surprised by a gang of killers and is called on to demonstrate their own extraordinary killing ability on those killers, all inside a confined space, and then go back and forth through that space a couple of times as they deal with plot twists and turns. Kill is presented in Hindi with English subtitles. However, audiences of any language will recognize what is happening and be able to follow along without worrying about missing a word here or there. Add some Bollywood spice and you have some fairly cheesy or paneer-y, depending on your taste, romance and family bond characterizations that are typical for the Indian movie-going audience and likely over the top for audiences not expecting them, but easily understood and accepted as part and parcel of the storytelling conventions of the culture. The story setup has a Romeo and Juliet framing, or a Grabthar and Jalad framing for Galactizans tuning in. The hero, Amrit Rathod, played by up-and-coming single-named movie star Lakshaya, is a military commando who comes from the wrong side of the tracks, working up the nerve to propose to his love and transportation magnate heiress Tulika Singh, played magnetically by Tanya Maniktala. There's a lot of trickly sweet interactions as the plot moves them to a train, where they make googly eyes at each other, or gulab jamun eyes if you prefer, until Fani, played with brutal delight by Raghav Juyal and his army of bandits, take over said train. At that point, the film goes into overdrive. The head-to-head battle between Amrit and Fani is brutal and unrelenting. Both take hits, but adrenaline gets them back up to keep pushing the fight forward. This is, of course, par for the course, especially for modern action films like The Beekeeper or the John Wick series. But where action films have been ratcheting up the brutality with more and more convincing stunts, prosthetics, and digital effects, and generally move the bar forward on action and thrills, they generally do so by playing within the invisible lines of what an audience will handle or tolerate when it comes to wanton violence. There are some places these heroes, villains, and films simply don't go, some sacred cows, if you will, that one simply does not violate. Films frequently threaten to go there, creating the level of tension they aim for to keep audiences on the edge of their seats, but then something happens to avert that outcome, relieving the tension, allowing the filmmakers to sneakily start raising it again from a slightly different angle. This film is different. About an hour in, it has lulled you into a false sense of confidence that you're indeed watching an Indian Beekeeper or John Wick film. But then the film picks up the rulebook, thumbs through it, creating a breeze that pushes the blood vapor in the air towards you, making you gag slightly, and then shatters the nearest window and casually throws that book out of the speeding train, sucking all the oxygen out of your lungs or your gills or the like. The movie then takes aim at some of those sacred cows and mercilessly starts picking them off too. It doesn't minigun spray them all, only one or two at a time, leaving you completely off guard as to what will happen next. It is utterly surreal to be disarmed in this way and experience an action movie at this level. We are, of course, not identifying these specifics, since that is the lifeblood of this film, and most likely our audience here has not seen the film yet. We will keep that vague. Similarly, we won't reference what other action thrillers this reminds us of. This film is not the very first one to do this. So, and if we were to reference those films, you might connect the dots. So, we won't tip off what the details are, both the films that this reminds us of, and if we do, and if you've seen that one, you'll know what's happening here. So, none of that. Instead, we will simply reference that the last time we were this thrown and crunched down trying to survive the story was the film Uncut Gems, where the main character is struggling in real time to pay off a massive debt, and that movie also just does not let go of you as the audience. Kill is that good. We are a non-violent being, but we can and do appreciate storytelling that pushes us emotionally to such an extent that we are completely thrown off our smug self-assurance and authority. And for that reason, the film earns our highest review rating. So concludes this quick human version of our review of Kill. If you have feedback on it, please write in your own comments so that we can upload the galactic version to Zogplex. You can expect more reviews of theatrical movies, streaming shows, and 4K home video releases as we continue to engage with your human rectangular content. So, please watch, like, subscribe, and comment so that we can continue to have the human voice reflected in the cosmos. So until next time, farewell, humans.